Hi, in couple of minutes, I will go on and talk about why design thinking is very important in an AI era and in your next interviews. Suppose if two individuals go on and upload the same Power BI dashboard in a ChatGPT, how does that particular thing respond and how your design thinking and structured thinking will lead to a better output. So stay tuned for next couple of minutes. I believe you're going to go on and have an amazing next 2 or 3 minutes for you. Yeah.
Individual A have the dashboard, uploaded that dashboard on the ChatGPT. Individual B also have the same dashboard and uploaded on the ChatGPT. Now, the first iteration comes when you write it down the prompt. So now how depth and how accurate your prompt is, on the basis of that, the LLM will go on and give you the output. Now, the first output when the LLM will give you, that is basically a very generic one. So for an example, it will talk about YZ things, and over here it will talk a lot more about X, Y, and A things. Now, both of the individuals, the output would be 80% or 70% similar and 30% what you have LLM trained on. Correct? That's one. Now, in this, there are the concept which is basically called depth and breadth comes into the picture. Now, what does that mean? So for an example, it will give you first try to understand, it will go on and give you a very generic output. Now, from there, and you write down a prompt, that is also impact. But generic means 60 to 70% it would be similar. Now, the second point is the moment it gives you the output, both the individuals, now you go on and you check what is the output, and on the basis of what is resonating a lot more with the individual, they go on and they ask the particular answer, or they go more detailed from there. Now, after that, what will happen? The more curious you are, you go much deeper into it. So that's where the breadth and then go into the depth. Now, in this, both of them have uploaded the same dashboard, but the kind of over here, the experience and the kind of problems you have solved comes very handy. The reason behind that is over here, it's not only about what kind of questions you are asking after the first iteration, it's more about what is resonating a lot more with. And that is where the concept converting business problem into a data problem comes into the picture. Now, what does that particular thing mean? So for an example, I always teach during my coaching session that you need to know how to convert your business problem into a data problem, meaning like I'm getting a high return. This is a business problem. I'm getting 18% of returns compared to the previous quarter where I was having only 10% of return. This is the data problem. Now, the moment you guys understand how to convert the business problem into a data problem, correct, and then take that particular thing further, that is where you are going to go on and win. Now, in an interview, come back to the LLM examples. Over here, in the particular LLM, what you're going and doing is you'll be like, okay, I am catching this particular thing up, and now I can go on and I can solve a lot more problems. Now, this stage where you have 1, 2, or 3 iterations, that is where your critical thinking and your design thinking comes into the picture very much. That is where and all those things comes with the kind of problems you have solved and the kind of frameworks you have already used. That is the reason, and the kind of data understandings you have and the kind of business understandings you have. So that is the reason, that is what I have always discussed. We are moving from execution-based process to the thinking and designing based processes. For an example, going and discussing about executions, you have LLMs now. You have to think and design problems. So that is the reason, if you can go on and discuss a lot more around how you guys can go on and work with the problem solving skills becomes much more relevant now. You might have seen that there are a lot of layoffs are happening. The layoffs are happening only because everyone has been focused on the execution, and now execution can be done with LLMs. You have to prepare yourself for design thinking. You have to prepare yourself for problem solving skill set. You have to prepare yourself for structured thinking, and this is what is really important.